Did you know that something in your kitchen right now may be quietly shrinking the part of your brain responsible for your memory? Not dramatically, not overnight, but slowly over time. Hello everyone, and welcome to Thrive Bright Minds. I'm Penny Brown. For over 20 years, I've helped older adults understand how their brains work and how to keep them strong, connected, and engaged. Today, we are talking about ultra-processed foods and what research suggests that they may be doing to the aging brain. This is not a fear talk. This is brain science. So let's talk about it. What are ultra-processed foods? Scientists categorize food by levels of processing using something called the NOVA system. Ultra-processed foods are industrial formulations. They are not just simply food with ingredients. They are products engineered for long shelf life, hyperpalatability, so you want to eat it again and again, convenience, and repeated consumption. Here are some examples. How about sugary breakfast cereals, flavored yogurts, that's a sneaky one, frozen entrees, soda, packaged snack cakes, processed meat, many low-fat or diet products. I fell for that one. These foods often contain refined sugars, industrial seed oils, artificial flavor enhancers, emulsifiers. They keep the oil and the water from separating, and preservatives. So what does research say? Well, multiple studies from research found that there is faster cognitive decline, increased inflammation, higher risk of depression, and greater risk of dementia. Oof. One large study followed 10,000 adults over 8 years and found that those who consumed 20% of ultra-processed food daily significantly faster decline in memory and executive function. This is not about one cookie here or there, it's about a dietary pattern. So, why would food shrink the brain? Well, let's simplify the biology. The hippocampus, the memory center of the brain, is sensitive to inflammation and blood sugar spikes and insulin resistance and oxidative stress. Ultra-processed foods tend to spike that sugar, the blood sugar, rapidly, and it increases systematic inflammation, and it disrupts gut microbiome balance. In the gut and the brain, they communicate constantly. Chronic inflammation can reduce levels of BDNF, it's the brain's fertilizer, which supports neuron growth and survival. Less BDNF, less resistance, less resilience to recover from injury or illness. Over time, this can contribute to measurable brain changes. So, as we age, the brain becomes more sensitive to metabolic stress. Insulin resistance increases. Chronic low-grade inflammation becomes more common, and ultra-processed foods add fuel to that fire. But here's the empowering part. The brain is responsive to positive change. Neuroplasticity does not retire when we reduce inflammatory inputs. The brain can stabilize and in some cases improve function. Let me tell you about a woman I worked with a few years ago. Now, she was 72, bright, and she was social, and she loved her words games. But she kept saying, Penny, I just feel foggy lately. Not forgetful, like in a scary way. Just foggy, slow to recall, low energy in the afternoon. When we looked at her routine, here's what we found. She had sweetened yogurt for breakfast, crackers or packaged snacks with meat, cheese, and small sweet mid-morning, soda in the afternoon with some chips, and frozen entree most evenings. Nothing outrageous, nothing that looked terrible, but almost everything she was eating was ultra-processed. She didn't overhaul her life. She made 3 small changes. She switched to plain yogurt with berries, added a handful of nuts instead of crackers and cheese, replaced diet soda with water or sparkling water. Within 3 weeks, she said, "You know what? I feel clearer. Not perfect, just clearer." Was it magic? No. It was reduced inflammation, more stable blood sugar, better brain fuel. Small inputs, different outcome. This isn't about perfection. Here's a simple Thrive Right guideline. If it has a long ingredient list and ingredients you can't pronounce, added sugars in the first 3 ingredients, it's probably ultra processed. It's pretty simple. It's pretty simple. Just put this on your plate, okay? 1 protein, a vegetable, a fruit. All 3 have no additional ingredients. Jazz them up with some spices. Yummy, you've got a good meal. When going shopping, you need to look for whole foods, whole vegetables, fruits, nuts, beans, eggs, protein like chicken, fish, beef, whole grains. Foods your grandma would recognize. I like that. Here's your Thrive Right challenge for the week. Not forever, just this week, okay? Step 1, read 3 labels in your kitchen. Pick these 3 foods in your kitchen. Look at the ingredients list link. Added sugars, words you don't recognize. No judgment here, just awareness. That's all. Just check it out. Step 2, swap 1 item, not 10, 1. If you usually buy flavored oatmeal, try plain oats with fruit. Sugary cereal, try eggs or a whole grain toast. Processed snack bar, try nuts or an apple. Whip some peanut butter. Just 1 swap. Now, step 3, notice how you feel. Pay attention to your afternoon energy, your mental clarity, your mood stability, and your word recall. Your brain talks back. Most people just haven't been listening. Now, why does this work? When our blood sugar stabilizes, the hippocampus stabilizes. When inflammation decreases, neural communication improves. Brain signaling improves. This is physiology. It's not a trend. It's not a diet culture for the brain. Ultra-processed foods don't damage the brain overnight. They don't announce themselves, "Hey, I'm going to do this." They don't come with warning labels that say, "May quietly affect your memory." But small daily inputs create a long-term outcomes. Aging is just going to happen, but accelerated decline is not. The number on your driver's license does not automatically determine the sharpness of your thinking. What you put on your plate does matter. What you repeat daily matters. And here's the hopeful truth. Your brain is responsive at 60, at 70, at 80 and beyond. And when you lower inflammation, when you stabilize blood sugar, when you nourish instead of overstimulate, the brain responds. Not because you turn back time, but because you change the environment your brain lives in. You are not powerless. You are not just getting older. You are influencing your future brain with every decision, 1 label read, 1 swap made, 1 week at a time. This is how cognitive resilience is built. I'm Penny Brown with Thrive Right Minds. We are not expired. We are evolving. So come visit me again next time, and thank you for spending this time with me today. Appreciate it. See you soon.